Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a video on the Boeing 737. It's a PMDG 77800. It's my private business jet livery. I love to fly this business jet aircrafts. So today we're gonna do a simple tutorial to get you from cold and dark to takeoff. We're departing from Dubai today, and let's get started. So let's hop into the jetway and get into the aircraft and see what we can do. Here's the cockpit, and here we go. Alrighty. So first thing, what you want to do is, sorry about this, this just takes a couple of seconds to load up. So first thing, since we don't have the circuit breaker simulated, so we'll assume that they are checked and all set. And what we'll do is go on the top. Here's your battery switch, turn on, and as you can see, everything's lighting up. Now we have power, so we'll call the ground service to give us external power, so we could save some of our battery and use the power to do our stuff. So ground power is requested, and now we're gonna go up. Here you're gonna see this ground power available. Just click it, just left click, and you will have your power. Now these screens will kick in about one or 2 minutes. So what we're gonna do in the meantime is, one thing I want to mention here, I'm not following a checklist for this video, because if I do, I might take a little bit longer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the flow and have, like, this panel, for example. This is panel 1, this is panel 2, this is panel 3, this is panel 4, and this is panel 5. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up and down, and then we'll check this guy here, and then of course we'll do the rest here, and then the pedestal panel, which is right here. Since we've done this, let's get started. So go on the overhead panel. So when I start, and make sure that the flight controls are on the off. These are for the standby functionality when your hydraulics A and hydraulics B are failed. You could go into the standby rudder and use your rudders directly from your control columns to fly the aircraft and use your control columns. So what I'm going to make sure is, just one sec, that they are here in this position. So once you do this, bring this knob down and automatically go to this position. Same goes for the spoilers. Spoilers will work as an ailerons. In that case, yaw damper kicks in, right? We will of course not right now because we just need some engine power for it to work. Okay, this all looks good. This looks good. Standby power, make sure it's auto. No. What this thing is here is, it's DC amps, DC volts, AC amps, and AC volts. So the left side of here we have, this left side is for the DC thingy. So you get the amps for these guys, TR1, TR2, and TR3. And then you could of course test it. Auxiliary battery glass. You can see their volts if they're running. This TR is transform rectifier unit, and then this is for the AC, and these you're gonna see CPS frequency and AC volts and AC amps. So generator 2, INB, I don't know what that means. Test. And then generator 1, which of course has no power right now. Ground power is what's giving us the power, 115 volts and 66 amps, and standby power is 115 volts, which is the power we need, at least 115 volts for everything to work properly. Alrighty, now coming back, we don't need these lights. These are lights. Emergency lights are armed. Seatbelt signs, no smoking signs are coming in. And then we can turn on the hydraulics A for pushback, and then we can check our window heat. We go up, make a right click, it will show you if there's any warnings. Right click, it'll give you the it's the test for this. So one thing that you want to do is you want to bring the IRS to nav. It takes about 10 minutes for it to align, and then we can do the rest, and by the time you're done it'll be aligned already. By the way, the IRS is inertial reference system. So alright, this light here, it shows you if your door is any of your doors open. So we have a forward entry door which is open right now. And then we can test this here, hold it for 5 seconds, you see a green light. There you go. And then you're gonna enter your cruising altitude for today's flight. I'm gonna be going flight level 410. And here you want to turn on your navigation lights and your logo lights because we have external power. So yeah, engine blades will come on, kick in. AP blade kicks in. Packs will stay off because if your packs are on, you won't be able to start the engines. Isolation valves goes to auto. Now the isolation valve is a valve which connects the bleed system. It's actually a bridge between the left and the right bleed system. So if one fails, if let's say the left engine fails, or there's a problem on the left side of the bleeding system, then the right can kick in and cover the whole part. So if you close it, then there's no connection. You have to keep it to auto or open. So auto is the best option right here. And then we're gonna go up. These must be 12 o'clock. It's about auto. Trimmer is coming on. And then let's come here. We check our Mac airspeed warnings. Number 1, you should hear this noise. Stall warning. Works pretty well. Test the flight data recorder. Good. Now this is INS, National Navigation System. You could check it if you'd like. It gives us your this is track or ground speed. This is your position. This will give you your wind, and heading, your heading, which is your current heading. So if you want to use it, you can use it. I don't really use it, so it doesn't make any difference for me. Now I'll go to the pedestal panel. Now here my flows are my own, so I don't follow any SOP or anything. It's just as I feel convenient. So we'll come to the fire test. This is your fire test panel. Each engine has 2 loops for fire detection, loop A and loop B. In order for a fire warning to kick in, both loops have to be functional. So if one loop fails or there is a problem, it won't give you a warning. So both have to simultaneously give an error in order for it to work. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn this thing to loop A. What's going to happen is you're going to check every single loop if they're working properly for it to work, for the whole system to work properly. So this means if there's anything fault or anything, it'll give you a light. This is tested, and we're going to test the overheat now. You should hear an alarm. There we go. This is good. All 3 lights are illuminating. Engine 1, EPU, and the engine 2. VO valve, good. Let's test loop B. Loop B works as well. Now the right engine, loop A, works pretty well. Loop B works good. Now this is engines test lights, and both works fine. Both are green. And sorry, that's APU. Yeah, that's APU's test. And here we go. This is cargo area test for fire detection. Works pretty well. That's your, and this, of course, you have to press the discharge button, and then forward or aft fire distinguisher. You have 2 distinguishers on each engine. You could use them. And let's move forward. We can go. Everything looks good here. Parking brake can come on. Let's go here and test our oxygen. It's must show a yellow sign here. Works pretty well. Alright. Coming to the EFIS panel, VR1 will kick in. Turn on meters, flight path vector, traffic, weather data position. This for now, we'll leave it as it is. Auto brakes go to RTO. Cruising altitude will be 410. You can set the MCP right now. And then VR1, VR1 meters, flight path vector, traffic. Here I'm gonna use the terrain mode. And then I'm gonna test the oxygen again. Pretty good. I'm gonna check our hydraulic level. Like hydraulic looks good. It must be at least 3000 psi. The pressure and quantity looks good as well. Hydraulic A and hydraulic B. That's our engine. All quantity is 100%. Looks good. Alright, the altimeters are set. We're gonna ask the Dubai ground for
Dubai ground 3261.
I'm gonna do the FMC now.
Request taxi for takeoff, departing straight out.
Position in La
3261, taxi to and hold short of runway 12 right. Contact tower at 119.55 when ready.
Roger.
Taxi hold short
Alrighty,
runway
we are at
12 right. 3261.
There you go. Go to page 2, copy either GPS left or GPS right and put it here. Press route. So OMDB to, I'm going to have, that's Ethiopia. There you go. And then we'll choose runway 12 rates. The departure we'll be using is NV2 Golf, so it is the first one here, no transition, very good. Arrival is Minibus 7 Alpha. We could take chest temperature when we need, which is 07 rate. Good. So let's select runway 07 rate, and then Minibus 7 Alpha. There you go. Any transition here? Hang on a second. I'm using SynBrief. It's a freeware, so it might have its flaws, but it works for me. Okay. No, we don't need any transition. We're good. Flight number. Put anything here as you like. Market BB. Activate. Execute. Now go to performance installation. 0 fuel weight. Click twice. It will give you a 0 fuel weight. Results I'll take is 2. Actually 1. I know it sounds insane, but I like it. You could any number like 2, 3. Cost index I'll use is 65. The one thing about cost index is the lower the cost index is, the lower the cruising speed is, the higher the cost index is, the higher the cruising speed is. It's the difference between fuel cost and fuel time. Sorry, the price of fuel and the price of the time. That's what airlines use for general. It's given by the airline's dispatch to pilots. It's always changing with the fuel prices. Okay, I'll use 22,000 D rate as takeoff 2. Climb mode will be the first with the full power climb. Takeoff I'll take flaps 1. Double click the CG button to get your center of gravity in units. This is 4.92, V1 is 128 knots, V2 is 120 knots. V1 is 128, we rotate is 128, V2 is 138. So we'll put 138 here. Right. 120 on your heading. You can do that here as well. 120. And since we're almost ready, kick in the APU. So for APU, turn the left forward fuel pump on. That's where the APU takes its gas from. So APU is kicking in. Press this button. EG2 will rise up to about 6, and then comes back, and then you have the APU available. In the meantime, we'll turn on beacon lights, close the doors. And we can see in the progress how much are we doing with the fuel. Actually, I have so much extra fuel, I can actually make it a bit less on fuel. So that will take approximately 9,500 for this trip. This sounds much better. We'll go to index, performance, zero fuel rate. That's now change. Oops, nope. Oops. Go to this, press execute. Go come here again. Now your V1 is 126. You're lighter now. 126 and 136. If you go to page 2, it's about runway heading. We are at slope 0 because that's flight simulator. There's no slope simulator. Runway is dry, and the runway wind is 199 at 3 knots. So we can put it good. Takeoff speed's leaded. Roger that. 126, 126. 4.77 is a trim meaning. Alright, the AP is kicked in. That's good. Gonna cut the ground power now. And we're gonna be now on. Ground connection set. Absolutely beautiful. And then we're gonna call for pushback. Our tail will go to the right. I'll take Emirates. Tail goes to the right, and oh, all right. It's giving me a straight pushback. No problem. And while we're doing this, turn on your flight directors, LNAV, VNAV, or R. One thing to remember: if your first
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
If your first waypoint is more than 5 nautical miles away and more than 45 degrees on your left and right, it won't activate the LNAV. You have to first get airborne in order for it to work. So just keep that in mind.
Locking gear.
These guys are to change the displays on the lower display unit. You get your engine primary here, your ND here. Similarly, the main panel, you get your outbound gear, changed engine primary shown here.
Departure check completed. Live has been
The PF
inserted.
can come here. MF
Release
can
parking brake.
I could play around with this stuff. Alrighty. Rocking the expand.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
Time sticking in. Go to the engine display. Move this engine once. Switch engine 2 actually. Forgot to remove my jet right. Wait for the N2 to come to about 25%. Engine 2 to ground. 25%. We'll kick in the fuel. Will give us our. There we go. You can see the engine starting. Flaps coming to 1. Once the engine kicks in, ignition goes continuous. Same thing with the engine number 2. Ground, wait for it to reach 25%, and then we'll kick in all our fuel pumps. And to 25%.
Parking brake.
Kick in the fuel here. And in the meantime, we'll set our trim to 4.77. There you go, 25%. 4 point. So you have to just make sure is that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we need somewhere between 4 and 5. So 4.77 is about right here.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass main removed.
TCAS come in. We can test the TCAS and move it to TR. Gain can come on to full for the weather radar.
TCAS test pass.
TCAS test pass. Good. Alrighty, since both engines are running, we can switch the power to generators.
Left is clear.
Condition.
Right is clear.
This guy is such an idiot. Alright. Are set to continuous. Safety goes off. X lights comes on. Now we have the power on the generator 1. Let's check its voltage. 115 volts. That's good. It must be 115 all time. Just make sure. Generator 215 volts. So if one of our engine fails, the generator will go off. Second generator will kick in. So must be having at least 115 volts. Yaw damper kicks in. Probe heats come on. Window heats come on. Hydraulic brake comes on. Packs come on, and AP bleed goes off. Circulation fan comes on. By the way, circulation fans take the air from the cargo bay, which is used air, circulated again through the exhaust fans, kicks back into the cockpit, the main deck, and the passenger area, wherever that is. Read a little bit of the flight crew operation manual. Test the weather radar.
Radar display. Go around. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead.
And then we'll check our flight controls. Full left, full right, full up, full down, full left, rudder, full right, rudder, neutral. Pressure is 3000, looks good. Quantity, hydraulic quantity is good. Come back to engine page, make sure your engine is complete. Fuel flow is 0.41, oil pressure looks good. Oil temperature is good, oil pressure is good, vibration is good. Alright, brake pressure is within greens, which is good. Now one major thing here is testing the lights. So, right click, and I want to make sure every light is working in the cockpit. So this looks good. Looks good. Every light's working. This is just to make sure that we don't have any light fuse. Because otherwise we won't be able to know if there's any fault in that particular area. This looks good. Right. We can test the autopilot and auto throttle warnings. That looks good. Now last thing I want is the ground proximity warning system test. Split this button and let it do its job. We'll text in the meantime.
Flight slope. Pull up.
There we go.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
And we'll check the recall. That's your recall button. If there's anything wrong with it, it'll give you either one of these warnings, flight control, IRS fuel, electric APU, or a detection. You want to check the FO recall button as well. There you go, it has different readings on it. Looks good. Taxing out. Guess what? I'm going the wrong direction. I'll go the other way. Oh man, that's just crazy. Alright, there's a master caution. Something's wrong. Let's find out what that is. Alright. Doors. What the hell is wrong with the doors? It's closed for crying out loud. Alrighty. Menu, FS actions, doors are closed. Alright, let's find out if we have an issue here. Because I've turned on my failures. Left overbeing doors? Huh. It says left forward overbeing and right forward. They're closed for crying out loud. Go to PMDG setups, options, simulation, service-based failures are on. Is there any failure right now? Let's figure that out. Huh. Alright, failures. Non-active. Right. That is pretty weird. If you guys know that, why it's happening, just leave in the comments. Because that actually is pretty weird. It happened to me before though. Oh, we'll figure that out later. Alrighty. Rest looks good. Sorry, I don't have the paper device in me, so I like the way it is. Simple. It's not too bad. Take a right from here, or on the one to the right. Now the door warning's gone. Oh my gosh, what the hell was that? It just decides to disappear. Actually, it's a lot of fun to have your service-based failures on. Then you could really test your abilities. For that, you of course need to have your pilot operating handle in here. PMDG has done a very good job with that. So you just put it on your iPhone, iPad, or computer. Whenever it's warning failure, just follow the POH and you will be good. That's what you want to do. Alrighty. And now here we'll do our before takeoff checklist, which is our yoke. It's a pretty solid checklist. I really like to do that. So we'll hold short run with 1 to right for checks and go for takeoff. Landing lights can kick on, text lights go off, strobe lights kick in, ignitions are continuous, looks good, seatbelt signs are on. Alrighty, we'll hold chart here and read our yoke checklist to make sure everything's good. Alright, configuration is checked, rear flaps on for takeoff, recall is checked, flight controls are checked, flaps 1, green lights on, stab trim set to 4.77, takeoff coordinates complete, cabin secure, start is continuous, MCP set to flight level 410. By the way, MCP means mode control panel. TCAS set to TARA, which is right here. Landing lights and strobe lights are on. And read tracks are on. I have no idea what that means. Okay, let's get rolling. Take off.
Combined tower 310.
Our head up guidance system kicks in. I love this.
Right,
This is so good.
out.
3261, hold short, runway 12, right traffic is Boeing 737 on final.
Am I kidding? Oh god, you're too far, I have no time. Screw you. Alrighty. You might wanna reset your fuel and then kick in your auto throttle. Once you're aligned on the runway.
3261, please acknowledge.
Hold short, runway 12,
That's
right,
gotta go
3261.
Okay. Alright. And 1 to 40%, just right here. Let it stabilize, and then we can press toga. We can press toga by. There you go. Our LNAV and VNAV is gone now, so don't worry about that. We'll kick in. So we'll kick in once we are airborne. V1.
V1.
Rotate.
V2.
There we go. Landing gear goes going up.
3261, you're not cleared to take off.
Will you please shut up? Thank you very much.
Gear up.
I want to show one thing which is pretty cool here in this aircraft, this 737, is if you turn on your autopilot, look, our LNAV's kicked in. So I have my autopilot on, so move your joke either left or right, or up and down, and you will have the control for your pitch. So this CWS is control the steering for the pitch mode. So now you can control your pitch while your autopilot is controlling your regular nav, so you're not disconnecting your autopilot. And wherever you leave it, it will hold your pitch. Same thing can happen with the roll. So if I turn my yoke either left or right, so now my pitch and the roll control wheel steering modes are on. So wherever I pitch the aircraft, it will stay there. Pitch and roll. If it's less than 5 degrees, it will come back to its original position, which is in level. Go more than 5 degrees, it will stay there. This is pretty cool. I love this feature. I'm not going to use it right now. I'm going to bring in LNAV and VNAV. Flaps going up. Once you do the flaps, turn off your landing gear lever. It's very important because you don't want to put the pressure on the hydraulic reservoir and hydraulic pumps, because they're constantly bringing the hydraulic fluid into the reservoir and then pumps the landing gear bay. So once you turn it off, it just cuts the hydraulic fluid supply to the landing gear area. So just give it some rest. Once you're done, you want to make sure you go into your legs page and make sure that there's no discontinuity in your route. If there is, it will just keep going into that heading. You won't even realize what happened because it happened to me once. So looks good. You could go into the plan mode here and leave this panel and see where you're going. Plan looks. Look, there's a discontinuity. It's eliminated. I'm gonna make a straight in approach. It's pretty solid. 10,000 feet, landing light goes off, head light goes off. Ignition goes to normal, seatbelt sign goes to auto, come back to the yoke checklist. After takeoff, air conditioning is set.
Passing 10,000 feet, Captain.
We set it on before takeoff. Start switches are back to normal, landing gear up and off. Auto brake is off. Flaps up, no light. Altimeter set to standard. There you go. And that's pretty much it. We are airborne, and that's the short video I've done. I hope it helped. If you have any questions, leave a comment. And I apologize for the mistakes I've made making the video or in my way of doing stuff in this aircraft. Everybody has their own way. It could be different than yours, and I really apologize for that. So that's all. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you later.